Welcome to Wayback Wednesday. This is our latest feature. We will be replaying some of the best nuggets, sort of a golden oldies, if you will. And here we go. Welcome to Nugget 45 with Steve Groman. Today we're going to do another experiment. It's a math problem. You know those math problems you learned in high school and you're like, oh, seriously, when am I going to ever use this? And then you go to college and they just expound on it and you're like, am I ever going to need this? And then you forget it, and then you have children, and then you have to go through it with them. But Steve's going to make this math equation come to life.
Okay, we're going to give a demonstration of the inverse square law, both in size and distance and luminosity. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
And back up 1 mile.
The inverse square law basically says that any two bodies have an attraction to each other, and if you half the distance, you quadruple the attraction. But also, if you half the distance, you quadruple the luminosity if it is a luminous item. If you double the distance, you 4 times lessen the attraction, and or the intensity, and or the apparent size. As we see with this, with our vehicle, as Dana backs the car up, it gets smaller and smaller as the distance goes.
As she is backing up, it's the same car, but notice how small it gets. Notice how the lights are harder and harder to see. He's only about halfway there.
Scientific American did an article about the problem with star sizes, and the problem is that evolutionists have is if the stars are what they say they are, and if they are where they say they are, there's a huge problem because, as you see with this experiment, the car is still the same size car. But notice how small it looks at just 1 mile. And notice how you cannot even see the headlights at 1 mile. If you could see the car the same size as you do when it's right up against us, and the lights are as bright as they are when they are up against us, then they would have to be ginormous out there. And that is a problem when you start to relate it to star sizes. They must be massive and they must be incredibly intense, which is opposite of what the Bible actually says.
Ginormous? Is that really a word?
Well, it's not, but it sounds big, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I kind of like it. She has backed the car up 1 mile. And in 1 mile, you cannot see the vehicle, nor can you see the lights. This is a very important point when we discuss the stars and the brightness of the stars and the distance of the stars.
Okay, I'm going to zoom up on you real quick, so just stay right, hold what you got. All right, and come on back.
This experiment was done at Owens Lake, well, former Owens Lake. We'll tell you more about Owens Lake and the demise of this beautiful place. This one was our experiment on luminosity. Nugget 46 will be on
basically the inverse square law, but focusing on the size of the vehicle. We'll show you the size of the vehicle from the side and then the size of the vehicle from 1 mile away. And you can clearly see that there's a difference in the apparent size of the thing. And this Eastern Sierras in California provides an enormous many miles of flat land that we can actually do these experiments on. So it's kind of fun doing it in the desert.
All right.